Let's discuss the pros and cons of the 2021 Ford F-150 XLT. First things first. How about those pros, the things that we like the most? So, first things first, it comes with an engine that already has a decent amount of power to it, 290 horsepower out of the 3.3-liter V6 engine. But in my opinion, the most important aspect of the entire Ford F-150 lineup is the ability to select from all 6 available engines in the lineup. You don't need to upgrade your trim to get the engine that you want. So obviously we've got that standard 3.3-liter. There's also a 2.7-liter EcoBoost that puts out 324 horsepower, a 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6, of course, 375 on that as well, a 3-liter Power Stroke turbo diesel, 250 horsepower but 440 pound-feet of torque, 5-liter V8 with 395 horsepower, and a 3.5-liter Power Boost hybrid V6 capable of putting out 430 horsepower and 570 pound-feet of torque. That's crazy. So basically having the opportunity to get your dream truck with your dream engine, that combo in the XLT is the best, right? It's the most important pro, I think, of the entire lineup. Also comes standard with extra safety features when you compare it to the XL. So you've got things like lane keep assist, you've got reverse sensing, you've got cross traffic alert, you've got a 360-degree camera package that's an option. It also has the Ford Copilot 360 2.0. So my biggest gripe on the XL is that its safety suite, its safety feature lineup is dismal, right? It's embarrassing. Well, at least they give you some options here. It also comes standard with 17-inch silver-plated aluminum wheels versus the silver steel wheels on the XL. So yeah, an upgrade on the wheels for you if that's your thing. Also comes with a wider range of options for upgrades to your wheel options. So you've got that those choices there for you. I'm a particular fan of the 20-inch 6-spoke dark alloy painted aluminum wheels. I think they look sick, that's for sure. While running boards aren't standard, the XLT does come with far more running board and step bar options so that you can truly customize your truck. And it comes standard with tailgate power lock and also has an option for the remote tailgate release, which is my favorite thing in a truck. Chrome front and rear bumpers distinguish this from the XL. So on the XL, you're getting basically the black bumper sets. With this, you've got chrome bumper as well as chrome grille surrounds. So definitely has a little more shine to it. And, it does have a better look than the traditional XL does, in my opinion. The XL definitely looks like a work truck. This one looks like you might take it home. You know what I mean? So, it also comes standard with halogen fog lamps, and those can be optioned out to be LED if you want. Moonroof becomes an option in the Super Crew cab, which, yes, please. That moonroof looks awesome. Something about being inside of a big, beautiful, purring F-150, and you've got that giant moonroof over your head. It just feels freeing to me. So that's definitely on the pro side. It comes standard also with cruise control. Again, something that's not an option on the XL, which is a big ding on the XL. So thankfully they have that as standard on the XLT. Power adjustable pedals are an option, and for me, that's a necessity. I have to have those. Why? Because the wife won't want to drive the truck, won't want to back it out if she needs to back it out of the driveway for any reason. Or, maybe she, for some reason, needs to do some hauling of her own. If she can't reach those pedals, she's a little short, let's just say it, or if she doesn't feel comfortable driving a big truck, then she's not going to do it. And guess what that means? That means I'm the one that's got to go do the job, right? So, not that I don't want to do that, but, it's nice to have the power adjust pedals, right? You also have keyless entry, and with power locks, you've got partitioned, lockable, fold-flat storage options in the back, which are a necessity again, in my opinion. You can store your straps, your flashlights, etc., beneath the seats in the rear of the cab, and it's super efficient and super effective use of your space to keep everything clutter free, right? We like a clutter free truck. Thank you very much. It might be for use, but you know what? We like it to look spick and span. Also, you've got plenty of drive modes available. You've got the normal, you've got eco, sport, tow haul, slippery, trail. Extra modes for snow, sand, and mud are available when you upgrade to the 4x4. So, those are my primary pros for the Ford F-150 XLT. Most of them are the upgrades that you get based upon what you would get with the XL. There's definitely some room for improvement, in my opinion, and I think it's important to discuss those. So let's talk about those cons, the reasons why the XLT might not be the truck for you. So, first things first, the 2021 model year is described as a redesign year, which um, in your brain, think about a redesigned vehicle. What does it look like? Completely different? Maybe a little bit different? Or pretty much exactly the same as last year's model? And that's the problem that I have with the Ford F-150 redesign, quote unquote. Looks wise, aesthetically, it all looks relatively the same. Granted, there are so many new pieces, so many new parts on this truck that they certainly can call it a redesign. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that it is a bit of marketing trickery. In your brain, when you hear redesign, you automatically think, you know what, I gotta go check that truck out. Maybe I need to trade my perfectly good F-150 that I got 4 years ago in for a new one. So what I think is the biggest con is that it's not truly a redesign. Well, it is a redesign, but in your head, it's not what you're thinking. So more of a marketing tactic. And but let's face it, Ford F-150 is classic. It's quintessential, right? It's the most sold truck for a reason, and it still looks beautiful. So there's nothing wrong with getting a new one. Just don't let that redesign word make your decisions for you. Also, big frustration that I have about the entire lineup is, again, that lack of safety technology that begins from the base on up. The XL, the trim that's directly below the XLT, is virtually devoid of any safety technology. And while the XLT incorporates some features, such as the lane keep assist, the reverse sensing, cross traffic, all those good things, I still feel like the Ford F-150 XLT should incorporate far more features that are standard, right? Now, I'm not saying that the XLT is not safe. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But I am simply saying that safety technology should be incorporated as much as possible and not used as an upgrade arm wrench to convince people to option out or option up a trim. Um, so I would like to see more safety features standard. I know that's probably gonna, make Ford up the price a little bit, but hey, let's be straightforward and be honest. We want those safety features. So I would love to see them become more and more standard. Make your trucks more safe, please. Um, Next con that I have is questioning whether or not the jump from the XL to the XLT is really worth the $7,000 MSRP jump. And in my opinion, it not really. Um, from an aesthetic perspective, you will get that chrome upgrade that we already talked about to the bumpers and the grille. You'll get heat and power adjust to your mirrors and things like that. You'll get a few extra safety upgrades, which we do like, but again, not enough. However, that's not enough to, in my opinion, to merit such a big dent to your wallet. Let's not forget that you're probably going to option up quite a few parts of the Ford F-150 XLT, and that $35,000 starting MSRP price tag is only going to increase. Let's face it, plenty of people will be swayed by the chrome and a bit more shine, but quite a few of the additional standard features are things that you will only use occasionally. So the XLT to me is still a basic work truck with a little extra shine. And if I'm buying a work truck, then the XL is probably the route that I personally would go. And with that $7,000 jump from the XLT to the XLT, I might be more interested in jumping up another trim level, truthfully, just to get what I really want. And speaking of which, once you option out of the XLT, you quickly approach the Lariat territory, right? So as far as price tag, so taking the XLT and adding a number of options to it, you're basically already hitting the next trim level. So simply adding the Super Crew Cab will add something like $65,000, $6,500 to your price tag. My goodness. In addition, the Lariat trim, which has many more usable standard editions that come into play. So at that point, does it make sense to make a jump higher from the XLT? It's possible. I seriously think it is possible. And lastly, let's once again go back to the very beginning and talk about that base engine for the XLT. It happens obviously to be that 3.3 liter V6. That's 290 horsepower and 265 pound-feet of torque. Now, that should be enough power for most situations. However, if you tend to haul or pull a trailer on the regular, then the 3.3 liter can really be a bit of a bummer. The 265 pound-feet of torque that it creates will get the occasional job done, but if you intend to put it to the test on the regular, then you might get frustrated with its relatively lethargic performance. As such, the XLT might not be the truck for you. Sure, you have the ability to order this truck with an engine from the full lineup of options. However, if you are purchasing the truck because of the affordability, then upgrading the engine out of necessity can certainly push that price tag up in a range that's closer to a higher trim. The Lariat, for example, comes standard with the twin turbocharged 2.7 liter EcoBoost V6 that has 325 horsepower, but also more importantly has 400 pound-feet of torque. So, is optioning up to a bigger engine, optioning up to a more powerful engine, going to increase your price tag too much and make another trim a better option? So that's it for the pros and cons to the 2021 Ford F-150 XLT. Let me just say this. I love a good Ford F-150, and pretty much no matter which trim you pick, it's something to be proud of. It's something to look at, and it's something, more importantly, to take out and use. And that's exactly what I recommend you do.